Hi there, welcome to our Maytech team interview series. This is a collection of chats aimed to better understand what each role within Maytech is all about and to feature the great work members of our team are doing. My name is Carson. I am the digital marketing coordinator here at Maytech, and today I will be talking with Heather Venter, one of our delivery managers currently based in our London office. Heather, how's it going?
Hi, yeah, good, thanks. Good to have this chat.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. And to get started, a little bit about you outside of work. What are you interested in? Do you have any hobbies?
Yeah, so really important for me is to move a lot, to get out the house, especially in these remote times. So I live near Wimbledon, and our favorite thing to do at the weekend is to just walk around Wimbledon, walk around the common. I try and keep going to yoga classes, Pilates classes, try and keep flexible, but mostly for mental health, just trying to keep moving. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's so hard during lockdown and everything when you're stuck inside so much. So that's good to get out and actually do things. I've been trying to do something similar. It's good to have a schedule. Have you worked in the public sector at all before you joined Maytech?
Yeah, so a long time ago, probably over 10 years ago now, I worked for a busy police media room in a marketing assistant role, which was kind of scary as the newsrooms would phone. I wouldn't pick up the line unless there was no one else in the room. But since then, that was quite a short role. And since then, no, it's all been in the private sector until Maytech at the start of this year.
Nice, nice. So how long have you been at Maytech then?
So I just started the first working day of January this year. So you think to yourself, oh, that's not been that long. And then you're like, it's already September. The time is going by. Where's that gone?
I
It's
know.
crazy.
It's cruised right by. I don't know what's happened. And how did you come to find out about Maytech?
So honestly, just through LinkedIn, on a particular day, just did a quick job search, had a look what was around, and I think Maytech were one of the first listings. So I hadn't come across them before. But obviously, as soon as you get to the website, there's lots of great info on there. You've got like the handbook. So it was really easy to feel like you had the gist of what the company was about within just a few minutes of taking a look. So that was great.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I found it also that way. I applied through Indeed, and it was a similar process. Everything was pretty much right there on the application page. For anyone who is looking to apply, what was the interview process like for you?
Yeah, it was great. So I had a fairly short telephone interview, which was obviously remote. And then I was able to come into we've got beautiful Maytech offices in London, lovely lighting, lovely flooring. There's a certain smell it has. Got to meet a couple of people for my interview. There was also a dog that day walking around. And I remember being like partway through an answer and being like, there's a dog. And then being like, what was I talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So that was
Cool.
great.
For sure. What does your role here involve?
So I sit at the account level at the moment, alongside a technical principal. I sit on the Ministry of Justice account, and we have a few streams of work there. So I'm offering delivery assurance really across those streams. I'm also a point of contact for our customers. But yeah, providing hopefully high level support to our teams.
Nice, nice. What do you like most about being a delivery manager?
So I like the challenge of bringing together a group of people who've maybe never worked together before, and then evolving our ways of working and then going through like a bonding process over time. That's great. But I also enjoy getting to know our customers, their unique challenges. How do we get the best from their Maytech experience, and going on a journey with them and getting to know them. Really enjoy that as well.
For sure, definitely. What would you say are some of the most challenging things you find about this role?
Yeah, so delivery is really subjective. So everyone, engineers, delivery managers, tech principals, account leads, we've all had different experiences of what's worked and what hasn't, and we've all probably got some opinions on delivery. So as a delivery manager, you're trying to pull all of that together. You're trying to share your own experience and your own training. You're also trying to nurture the opinions and open up the opinions of everyone else. At the beginning of a project, that can be quite challenging because you need to try something and then you need to adapt and iterate on that. So it's doable. But I think in remote times, when you're trying to kind of take everyone's opinions on a video call, there's certainly a challenge there.
Yeah, we've all definitely had to shift so much online, and it's hard, definitely not working person to person as much, but we're all working our way through it for sure.
We're trying, yeah.
What has been one of your favorite projects you've worked on?
Yeah, so not necessarily just a project, but we work on a program at the moment for the Ministry of Justice. So we work on the Prison Technology Transformation Program, which gets shortened to PTTP. Maytech are a big part of that. We have multiple work streams, and we work really closely with our Ministry of Justice colleagues. They're part of our teams. We collaborate together, and I'm really enjoying plugging into that big program with big outcomes they've got over a 2-year period, and working closely with our colleagues.
Nice, great. And do you have any advice for anyone who wants to be a delivery manager?
Yeah, so I often say that the role I do might not have existed 10 years ago, probably didn't in fact, and I've sort of started in marketing, evolved to be a product owner and a scrum master, and kind of gone there. So I would say maybe if you're early in your career, maybe don't panic too much about where your career is going. Just keep building on what you enjoy doing, and then a new job might open up and you go that way, and maybe you've got a rough goal, but I would say be open-minded. For me, the path I took through being so getting trained in Agile and Scrum, being a product owner, then a Scrum Master, that gave me a really great foundation to then move on to be a delivery manager. But I also understand everyone's got their own path, so I think just stick to what you're good at and be open-minded.
Yeah, that's great advice. It's really useful. And since we are in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, what has been your biggest challenge that you've had to face since lockdown, like in this position, and how have you tried to overcome it?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess firstly from a personal point, when we first went into lockdown, like many people, I got scared of going outside for a few weeks, and then I ended up really stopping exercise, eating more, drinking more, and just becoming really lethargic, and didn't really even notice that was happening for a while, and you start feeling quite sad in yourself, and obviously there's a pandemic going on, but for me, as soon as I started getting out there and moving again, I instantly felt the rewards of that. But work-wise, I think the biggest challenge has been sensing the morale of our teams. You know, I see people on calls all day long, great, but I'm really missing observing the body language of our team members, you know, when they're not on a work call, actually when they're going to grab a coffee. It's not that I sit and stare at everyone, of course, but you do get a sense of how someone's doing. And a big part of the delivery manager role is to check in on the teams and make sure they're okay, and that they're not just joining a call saying, I'm fine, but actually they're not. So there's ways to get around that, and one-to-ones I think are a big part of that, but certainly a challenge in lockdown.
Yeah, definitely. Just those small side conversations can go a really long way in person. Yeah, for sure. What do you like most about working at Maytech?
So what a lovely company Maytech is. I think, you know, I don't want to discredit where I've worked before, but possibly my favorite place I've ever worked. There is just such a genuine focus on diversity, equality, learning, people focused, you know, a real focus on career development. Where do people want to go? And a genuine interest in that. It's the first role for a while where I work with females daily, and multiple females. Not that I have anything against men, but it's nice to have the mixture of that as well. Yeah, I've never really worked in such a safe feeling, blameless environment, with such a focus on people. Yeah, I've just got wonderful things to say about Maytech.
Yeah, I found it very similar. Such a people focus, like people are actually checking in on my mental health and how I'm doing, and that's pretty unique, I think. Pretty cool. Do you have any books or resources that you would recommend for someone who might be interested in this role?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're on the start of your Agile journey, you want to learn maybe about Scrum, I always recommend scrum.org. They have some great like mock exams on there if you want to start training, getting your accreditations. I would think about being certified maybe as a Scrum Master, maybe as a product owner, maybe look into things like scaled, agile, like safe. I'm reading a book at the moment called Accelerate. I've got it here. You can see I'm post-it noting it, which was recommended by one of my colleagues. So it's called Accelerate, the Science of Lean Software and DevOps. So particularly if you want to get in tech, which is what Maytech focus on, as well as being a delivery manager and focusing on agile, you're going to want to actually learn about the more technical ways of working, continuous integration, continuous development. Since working at Maytech, I've improved my knowledge of those areas through reading and online courses. So I recommend you maybe do the same.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. It was really interesting hearing what your role is like and what you've been up to. If anyone would like to get in touch with Maytech or has any more questions for Heather about her role here, I will add our contact information to the description below. Please feel free to reach out and be sure to stay tuned for our next Maytech team interview coming next month. Again, thank you so much for your time and have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thank you. Bye.